Hey, hey. All right, all right, all right. I hope you guys have had a great day today. I want to encourage you to jump on here real quick, share this feed. We're going to get into some really good conversation that I think is going to be very, very helpful with helping you to track. We are at, where are we at? July. Woo! We're in July. I'm like, hold on to the summer. Like, I love the summer months. I'm like, no, summer, don't go. I'm enjoying it, enjoying it. I love the clothes. I love the fashion. I love the birds chirping. I love the flowers blooming. Like, I love summer. I love even when it's hot. I'll be like, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I love it. I love summer. I love spring. And I actually love fall too. Winter, I can kind of do without. But the change of seasons just kind of make me think about how time doesn't wait for anyone, and us seizing the moments and seizing opportunities and seizing windows, I think, are extremely important. And I think that we have a tremendous opportunity right now. I think we probably have one of the biggest opportunities that the world has ever seen. I think we're literally in the middle of one of the biggest wealth transfers that the world has ever seen, Trina. And I want, people that look like me to really know that and get in on it and set ourselves up so that not only did we set ourselves up, not only do we set our children up, not only do we set our grandchildren up, but the aunties and the cousins that some of you may feel responsible for taking care of, like me, the communities that I feel responsible for taking care of, colleges that I feel responsible for taking care of. There are people at large that I feel responsible for taking care of. And I believe there are probably people out here right now listening that feel the same way. That it's not a me thing. It's really much bigger than that. And I think the more you give, the more you realize you need to give, and the more you realize there are other people that are depending on you. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the poor you'll always have with you. And though I want to see everybody get this phenomenal, extravagant, abundant mindset, I know the reality is there's some people I just got to take care of. I'm thinking about a particular person right now that sometimes, they'll ask and I'll be like, yeah. Jigga get it like I'm getting it, But at the end of the day, I send it because I feel a responsibility. And I feel like when God has graced you to be blessed, grace you with wealth, grace you with increase, you have a responsibility to distribute that according to the way that he distributes it. And I've also kind of learned, you guys, that, what I expect from myself, what I expect from other people, I put a greater expectation on myself, right? So, sometimes people are like, hey, if I was them, I would be doing this. Well, you ain't them, right? But you are you. And so what you can do is you can put that same expectation that you have on other people to come and save you, come deliver you, come open up a door for you. You can put that expectation on yourself. And so I feel that way really about everything. I feel that way even with, the upcoming election. Listen, all of us hopefully we're all voting who we feel like is the best candidate. But at the end of the day, whether they get in office or not, like, you got to make up your mind, I'm going to win. You know what I mean? And until you take full responsibility for your life, for your success, nothing changes. As long as I'm waiting on my honey to do it, as long as I'm waiting on my children to do it or whoever to do it, it's not going to happen. Things only really happen when you start taking responsibility for your own life. And so we're going to have a conversation that I believe is going to help a lot of people. I want y'all to share this feed really quickly. But I think this conversation is going to help a lot of people, hopefully, to set themselves up for a success, because we are down to the last 6 months of the entire year 2024, which is mind blowing that we're down, they were already there, right? And so I think, the decisions that we make today are going to impact our tomorrow. The decisions that I make next week are going to impact my next month. And so I want to make sure that you all are positioned. Those of you that really are hungry and wanted and ready and all of that y'all are positioned. So I asked a couple people that are special to me to come on here tonight and join me in this conversation. And so I'm going to get ready to bring them on. So I'm bringing on Miss Lucy. Real quick. First, Lucy is a client and a friend. She's family at this point, period. And she got involved with this company, Acetify, that I started last year. And her husband just kind of came in here and she's just taking the bull by the horn. She's doing the work, and she's up. She's working on a buy and flip right now. She's got a buy and hold right now, and she's really tracking really well. And then I'm going to bring on another person that's like family, period. Frank Lamar, doing some amazing things in the PR world. We met, was it just a year ago, Frank?
It was just a year ago, and it's feel like forever.
Bruh, I'm like, it feel like forever. Like, you just meet those people, you be like, oh, we finna be like joining at the hip. Like,
it was family since day one. Like day one, it was family.
It was family since day one, like for real. And he's extremely talented and has helped me put together events with PR and always connected me Saturday with my podcast. And so we're filming in this mansion because of him, which I got to check on audio and see if he got audio together.
Yeah, we get there.
We get there. But he's helping me put this conference together, the Monopoly in Real Life conference in Detroit, Michigan, August 31st and September 1st. I just put it at the bottom. You guys grab your tickets. It's really going to be a phenomenal conference. I really want to see you guys there. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it a little bit. So I started at Certify last year because I wanted to coach other people in the real estate industry and show them how to do buy and flips and show them how to do buy and holds. And so Lucy, okay, tell me, when did you first hear about it? And then what made you even decide to join? What had happened, girl?
Well, that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, was it January or February? So to be fully transparent, I was in another mentorship a year and a half back, and real estate was a focus that my husband and I had joining that mentorship, and things didn't go as expected, but we knew that we needed to be around people, one who had the experience that we didn't have, and then somebody that had a community behind them. So
okay, was that the one that I was in with the network marketing part? Was that Tylerverse?
No, not
okay, that was something else. Okay, yes. So now wait a minute, I gotta ask a little bit. You ain't gotta be messy. You ain't gotta no names.
We went into it thinking that we were going to get more out of it. I would say it was people who looked like us, and that was what we was like. Oh, well, you know what? Because before I was like, I'm not trusting nobody. I'm not fixing to get around people that I don't know. I'm not really sure what we're going to get out of it. And they sold it. I'm going to be honest with you. They definitely sold it. But we didn't get the full outcome of what we thought we were going to get. But it was actually somebody who I met in that circle that introduced me to you, Jewel. She was like, listen, if you trying to go down real estate, if that is the direction you're really trying to go in, let me connect you with Dr. Jewel. And I was like, Dr. Jewel? And she was like, as soon as I show you who it is, you're gonna be like, wait, her? Like, you connected to her? And that's exactly what it was. But she was like, she was like, Jewel Tankard. And I was like, Tankard? And I was like, wait, like the yellow Hummer Tankard? And she was like, yes. And I was like, you got to be lying. And we had a conversation in NOLA on a Sunday. And I'm like, she's taking phone calls on a Sunday. And the conversation started out with Dr. J saying, hold on, before we start, let's pray. And I was like, yes, God, this is where I need to be. This is who I need to be connected with. And it went from there. And I can say I have been blown away at just the relationship. Like Dr. Jill said, we started off, where it being, a client relationship, but now it's like family. I'm talking about calling, texting, whatever time of day. I have questions and she's there. She's like, if she's not, she's like, I'm gonna call you right back, or I'm gonna text you this information. I'm gonna get it to you. But I want to say, join the setup maybe January, February, some time frame. And early April, we had already closed on our first deal. So, and that was after our first one. There's another one that we were moving forward on, but that one didn't. The numbers weren't right, and I was like, wait, because we got on a phone call, and she was like, if this ain't adding up, we're not gonna do it. And that's what happened. We just didn't do it. But a couple of weeks later, we was at the closing table, and since then, like I said, it's going. It's anytime you need anything when it comes to the team or questions or resources, it's always here. It's never I'm going to hold on to all this information myself. And I think that's what some people tend to do. They get to a place of I guess stardom, whatever you want to call it, and they want to hold on to the information. They don't want anybody else to. And I'm sorry, my bird is in the background. They want to talk to. They get to a place where they're holding on to the information because they don't want anybody to be at a higher level than them. But that is not the case with Dr. J. Like, she is always like, listen, I want my people to win. And that is what she has done for my husband and I. Like Dr. Jill said, we have the buy and hold, working on a flip as well. But it's nothing but love so far.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of y'all. I mean, you guys are just taking the bull by the horn, and you weren't afraid. You live in Florida, but you say, hey, because I always tell people you can invest wherever you want to invest, but I go with a math. And so right now the math is mathing in Detroit, major economic revitalization. I think you guys have fallen in love with the city. You were up there this weekend. I wasn't even there. You were taking the initiative with your property, and that's what I really love. So Frank, now, we got hooked up, of course, to be somebody else, and so we just kind of like been joined at the hip. We booed now. You know what I mean?
We booed, but we got to tell the before, Jewel. We got to tell the before.
Okay, so, let's tell the before. Go ahead.
Before. So before me and Jewel met by a great friend of mine, a great industry leader, friend of mine, I had been following Jewel for some time. And for me, I kept saying, everybody knows as the Tankers. It was the Tankard shows. And for me, it was the consistency for Jewel. The consistency on her delivery, on her platform, the consistency of how she served people, the consistency of how she connected people, the consistency of how she provided resources to people, how she poured into people. And it made me like, one day I said, I just want to be around her. And so I got a call. And this is going to make y'all laugh. I got a call from a great friend, and he said, now I got somebody for you that, you gotta link up with. And I was like, who? He was like, Jewel Taker. And I about screamed on the phone. I was like, yeah, I know Jewel Taker. Everybody knows Jewel Taker. Like, everybody know. And he says, now she owe money. And everybody know. Yes. Everybody know when you say all money. So for me, I tell people all the time in business, when you go into partnership with people, of course, it's the long-term goal. Real estate is long-term. That's what I learned with Jewel. Business is long-term. Resources is long-term. Relationships is long-term, guys. So you always want to be around people who have the mindset of thinking long-term, and Jewel is definitely one of those people. And so when we met up instantly, it was one phone call. Next thing you know, I was at Jewel house. And when I say all of the people, from the resources, from her driver, from the person, from walking into her house, it was just been amazing since then. But Jewel has been able to not skyrocket. She gave a great introduction of what I do in PR, but I want to give her flowers in how she's elevated my mindset just by being around her, how she's elevated the way of thinking, my work ethic, how she's elevated the call to action, the deliverables, the turnaround time. And I think that's especially important when we're talking about building communities like Jewel is doing at the Monopoly Conference in the Certified community, is because sometimes we always think about the money, but the first thing first is the mindset. And that's all she teaches. And then everything after the mindset, once you get the mindset right, you start attracting the money. And the next thing you know, we start making money. So one thing about Jewel, she talked the talk, she walked the walk, she put in the work, she built real community. And one thing that you said about the money and the deal that y'all closed, numbers don't lie. It's already been a year of us just working together. And in that year, I've been able to touch on, I had the honor of being at the first Monopoly Conference in ATL. And it wasn't a thing that I thought wasn't going to be like it. I went in with no expectations because it was Jewel. So I knew I was going to already be mind blown
away.
Resources and the amount of connections that was in the room. We was a student. Like, I have my notes from Monopoly Conference right now. A student in there. Mind you, I come from the PR, marketing, branding side. And one thing that I love that she teaches the importance of a diverse business or real estate portfolio. And so with that being said, you leave the room on full. I especially left on full. I left inspired, motivated, and now I'm like, okay, every day, text Jewel, I got this. Okay, Jewel, what you got? Like every day is something, and she makes you just want more just by being around her, just by being around her in her network of people, in her connections, in her circle. Y'all just got to get in the room. Y'all got to get in the room.
You gotta get in the room. Like,
when I say,
like no.
the first one, I gotta tell them a little testimonies from the first.
Go ahead.
From the first one, I was able to witness, I want to say about 7 to 8 people get approved for like credit lines. And one thing that I can say about going to a lot of conferences in the past is sometimes they sell these experiences and you get there and it's lackluster. But one thing that I can say, from the classroom to working in the field to the VIP experience, I go to every Monopoly conference. If it's in Alabama, you got a single family home in Alabama, I'm there. But I left on field because I saw real people take action and real people create impact. And what that led to is just a lot of money being made. A lot of money started circulating in the room. People started getting approved for credit lines. I learned things that I didn't know about taxes when it came to money and real estate. I learned a lot about mobile homes, single family homes, all of the above. And so when I left, I immediately, one thing I like about Jewel in the rooms and the impact that she creates, she immediately make you want to take action. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's now. It's now. It's now. It's now. It's now. So if anybody know anything about the forever changing landscape of business, real estate is definitely the true asset way. Jewel has always been a true asset to my life. So if you guys go and get your tickets to that Monopoly conference in Detroit, I promise you, you'll leave that with some assets.
No, you're gonna leave. I really appreciate, both of you, seriously. But the thing I think that why we were all attracted to each other, because I think we understand that now is the time. Like sometimes people are like, I'm gonna do that, when Tanisha graduate. I'm gonna do that when I get this new job. I'm gonna do that. Like I really believe in the power now. It's something about now when you take action now, because one door opens up another door. We were on a Zoom earlier with some TV stuff and network stuff, and everything is about timing and everything is about really learning how to seize opportunity. And one thing I learned about God is that if he sees that you're going to keep taking opportunity that comes before you, he going to keep giving you opportunity. I'm at a point now where I'm just trying to manage all the opportunity, and thank God for people like you, Frank, and Maisha and Camille and Ashia and Marquita and other people on the team and my son, because now what's happening is we're really expanding and we're growing. And what I love about it, it's not me really just growing. It's all of us growing. Like everybody attached is on some growth stuff. And I actually had a client and I told her a couple months ago, I said, I don't think you're ready for this because I move. Like, I'm not finna be like, convincing you not to be scared every day. I know you're going to have moments where you feel away, but at the end of the day, I'm going to need you to take action and trust the process, because I always tell people being an investor is not hard, but it's not easy either. So Lucy, it's things that you've gotten just because you joined up with us at Accetify, you jumped in, but it was some stuff I didn't go over in one of our sessions that we meet with every week. There was some stuff you didn't have in the book. It wasn't on a document. You just didn't know till you got in the thick of it, because investing on a high end and investing in the inner city are two different situations. Right. I think there's more opportunity, honestly, on the lower end when you're investing than on the high end. I tell people live on the high end, but invest in the inner city, because that's where you can really make social impact and financial impact. But talk about some of those things where if you would not have had, Accetify there, us as mentoring you through that, where you might have been like, oh, wait a minute.
So I can say on our flip, there was a situation with the seller. And again, as soon as I start, this whole time she been fine. And when I start,
you do that all the time.
Bird got something to say.
So it was the issue on the seller side. And I had not even heard the term until I got a call from Dr. J and the wholesaler that we are working with. And they said, well, if we want to be able to move forward with the deal, then there is going to be a side fee attached with it. And I could tell you on the phone call, I was like, oh, absolutely not. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. And I was like, well, I'm gonna just call you guys back in the call. Got on the phone call with Jewel, and she was like, well, let me explain it to you. You have to look at it bottom line, right? In picture, where's your end goal? Because do you really want this fee to stop you from creating generational wealth? And I was like, absolutely not. So she was like, so what are we going to do? We're going to move forward. And to be quite honest with you, if it was not because of that conversation with her, I would have walked away from it. Because I was like, oh, I'm not fixing to pay $5 extra for anything. That's the mindset that if you're not around the right people that you're going to have. Or I'm not going to pay for a mentor. I'm not going to join a community. I can figure it out on my own. YouTube University. Absolutely not. Because guess where you're going to be with YouTube University? The same place you are today. Amen. Next year, you're going to be doing the same thing. Oh, I'm going to do this. Or let me research this. Or let me read this over here. And right now, you can literally, where's the website? Or it's probably somewhere on your screen. Send an email to a certified or come to the Monopoly conference. Get around the community. And it's, there you go, support at certifiednow.com. And you just immediately just get around the people who will be able to answer those questions for you. You have hesitation, let's walk through it. You have questions about something, let's walk through it. And at the end of the day, you're going to use your discernment. You're going to figure out what you want to do, but you can't stay in the same place that you are now. Because guess what? If nothing changes, nothing changes. So what are we going to do? So like I said, if I got on that phone call and if it wasn't for Jewel and her guidance, I would have walked away from. Now we went up there, like she said, this weekend and was talking to our contractor and somebody else. And they were like, listen, this house right here, y'all gonna make a killing. Mm-hmm. And I would have walked away from that house because of a small fee. Yeah. If it wasn't for Dr. Jewel.
That's
powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. She said one day, Jewel, and I got a question for you, Jewel. She spoke about end goals. So what was your end goal with the Monopoly conference and the end goal with the Certified community as well? Like, what are your end goals with those two?
I mean, like this wealth gap, just every time I think about it, it angers me. It angers me that 70% of a city like Detroit is owned by 3 Caucasian men. I have no personal issues with them, but I have an issue with that is just too large of a wealth gap. I also have another issue with the fact that 30% of homeowners in the nation make up people of color. 70% of the entire nation. In other words, for every 10 doors that you see, there is probably only 2 or 3 that own it. And out of that 2 or 3 that own it, don't look like us. That's a problem. And so real equality now is going to come through economics. At the end of the day, it's not going to be through us marching. You know, that was good for that time. But what we got to do now is make sure that we get money, that we get wealth, not just money, right? Because we know just money itself doesn't solve the problem. Somebody could win the lottery, last year and be broke today. Because until people learn how to multiply their money, nothing really changes. So I'm very passionate about our people owning our own homes, but we can't stop there. We got to own the zip code. We got to own the hood. We got to own the block. We got to own the region. We got to really go all in. And it's going to take all of us going together and supporting one another, because honestly, we do have some, other people that are of other, races that are part of our community that are very supportive and admit, no, like racism is still real. It shouldn't stop you, but I want us to get aggressive about ownership. I love the Lambo. I love the Rolls Royce. I love the Bentley. I got a Bentley truck myself. I got a G-Wagon myself that's paid for, right? My G-Wagon is 2014. Nobody would know, because I want people to understand what it really takes to have, like you said, that old money mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Because what happens is our people get some money and we're going straight to the Gucci store. We're going straight to Louis Vuitton, forgetting that they already have their legacy. They already have their legacy. What we got to do is you got to take your last name. I want to take Taylor's last name and make Taylor Empire. I want to make the Wilson Empire. I want to make the Fitzgerald Empire. I want to make the Sanders Empire. I want to make the Lamar Empire, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's when we start owning, and when we start having the wealth, now we can create policy to what brings equality for every group, and particularly people of color, because we have been way behind too long. And the only way that's going to change is through equity.
Well, Mic drop. So, in other words, your end goal is to build that wealth gap in these communities.
We have to. We have to be aggressive about it. You know, our children are depending on us, you know, our grandchildren, our nieces, our nephews, our aunts. I mean, I know, Luwan, if I ask you right now, what's up? Hey, y'all, I'm here tonight. If I ask Luwan right now, how many people in your family do you know you're supposed to be taking care of? Right? I know for me, 3 right off the rip that I can't think, oh, like, you know, my sister does very well too. And we have this conversation about my parents all the time. And my parents have a successful construction business and they're doing well. And so dad, you know, they're leaving us good. But independent of daddy's construction company, I'm thinking, okay, I got mom and dad. And I know in order for them to live the quality of life, even if we move them here to Tanger Palace, they still, just in IV therapy, supplements, massages, organic food, they're going to be at a easy $5K a month. No real bills, just quality of overall life. And really to have the quality overall life, you're going to have money. What I eat, what I drink, you know, this salad right here, this little guy right here, this just costs, it's organic, it costs like $10, just this little guy, but it's got all the best of the best in it, right? My essential water, like everything costs. So I want people to have wealth because wealth gives you options. It gives you options. If I want to sleep in all day, I can, right? If I want to sleep in all week, I can. I'm not going to. I got too much fire in me. But if I wanted to, I could, because I don't have the pressure of bills, right? And part of that is because of Mr. Tankard over there. Thank you, baby. But it's also because I have my own wealth as well. You see what I'm saying? I want everybody to have those kinds of options: single, married, divorced, widowed, 5 children, no children, wherever you are in life. If you have money, the whole thought process of money doesn't make you happy is a complete lie, right? The money gives you the options to sleep where you want to sleep, the mattress you sleep on, the sheets you sleep on, whether it's 100 count or 700 count, the comforter, the pillow shams. I'm talking when you really start thinking about how wealth impacts your life, you won't be willing to take minimal anymore. You'll say, I got to go all in because this is impacting Lucy. You know, this is the difference between you sending your children to the Boys and Girls Club for the summer or University of Scotland, right? We sent our daughter to University of Scotland. She went to Ireland. She's gone to all kinds of countries, Paris. She does all kinds of things. Every trip costs. Now she goes on her own because she out of our pocket. Thank you, Lord, right? But sometimes she'll say, Mom, can I use the Family Trust American Express? I'll be like, child. You know what I mean? But if I want to say yes, I can. So my point is I want everybody to have options. Joyce says she's coming to the Monopoly conference. Yes, girl, get your tickets, child. Get your tickets. She's also a certified community. But go ahead, you guys, monopolyconference.com. Go ahead and register and get that ticket right now. You'll have an opportunity to meet amazing people like Lucy and her husband. And, you know, and it's not all good. There are days where it's like, dog, we done ran into a real snag. You know, how are we going to handle this? Or I remember there was one part when she was moving into a neighborhood for her buy and hold. There was an old couple who had been there for a long time. They were moving out. And I was like, a lot of times when they're moving out, you got your cousins watching. Let's have a house sitter move in, right? So that house sitter in, right? And it worked for a little bit, but then we know, I think he was smoking in the house, wasn't he?
Yes.
I pulled up on him one day like, hey, bro, don't smoke no more. Okay.
And that was fine. You heard what she just said? She pulled up. Who's just
she be in the field for real, Lucy, don't she? She be in the field.
Who do you know that's just gonna pull up on your property for you when you're not there? Okay, go ahead, Dr. J.
And get them together. And get them together. Because sometimes dealing with these contractors, you gotta like, hey, you're accountable here. You're responsible here. And they're great. We have a great team, but they still need accountability. Lucy sometimes will text them and she'll say, I text some person. I said, put them in a group. And then I pick up the phone like, yo, where you at today? You're supposed to be over there on Cherry Lawn. Yeah. I'm about to da. So you need that community to push those projects along. because they know, hey Sheila. But you need that you need that extra push with dealing with them. So then I do things like, Frank, you and Lucy know I did a contractors thank you dinner. So everybody that's been responsible for getting all the projects together, I brought them all together, let them know I appreciated them. So we really have done a great job at creating a community. So now guess what's going to happen? You probably going to use the same contractor. She going to take them to the next property with her, right? So now we're talking about getting into multifamilies, right? Because my 5 and 10K packages are my buy and hold and buy and flip. If you want the hand holding, that's 10K. If you say, just give me the blueprint, you'll have access to me and I'll still plug you every single step of the way. That's 5K. But if you're saying, I'm ready to really build an empire, there are deals that I'm getting literally almost daily, that are like bigger deals. My husband just brought a 216 unit luxury apartment deal in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, right? And so that's 216 units we just added to our portfolio, right?
How many?
216. 216. Thank you, Jesus. The Lord is kind, right? But those are the kinds of deals that I'm bringing to my partners. And we have another adjacent deal that's 120 deals. And so there are a lot of different deals. And then I also teach, if it's 20 doors and below, I don't really want them to partner. I was talking to another investor today. He said, people push partnership. But he said, Jewel, I just bought my partner out of a 5-door apartment building I had. I said, what made you do it? I asked Jeremy. It's Jeremy. I said, Jeremy, what made you do it? He said, because when I got done with the split, it wasn't, what are we doing? I said, yeah, if it's 20 doors more, just do it yourself. Do it up under your LLC. Because every time you do a buy and flip or buy and hold, that's like your real estate cred. That's showing the banks that I'm not new to this. This is what I do. So now we can get ready to start doing commercial lending because 4 doors or more. Now we're getting into commercial lending, but we already got the underwriters ready to help with that. We already got the banks ready to help with that. So whether you're ready to go to the multifamily route, or whether you're ready to do single family, buy, flip, buy, hold, or mobile homes, which we're going to be talking about that at the Monopoly Conference. You can buy these mobile homes for like $3,000. Don't even rehab and put it back on the market for 10. Like when I said so much tea, y'all just got to get the ticket, bring a family member, bring a friend, register right now. It's going to be downtown at the Renaissance Center, August 31st, all day. You're going to see Lucy and Frank will be in the building all day. Okay. And then Sunday, we're going out and looking at 2 possible 2 single family homes and then also 2 mobile homes that people can literally bid on right there, right? So this is going to be a great opportunity, and we're like family. It's loving. It's a bunch of progressive, sharp minds. I tell people I feel like it's like the adult HBCU. Like we party, we have fun, we love Jesus, we love people, and we just want to see people win. So I just want to encourage y'all, register right now. Lucy and Frank, I want to just say thank you guys. Any last words that you would share with the people?
Yes, guys. I want to say, don't be scared. All bets are on yourself. Just like I've been saying, I've been watching Jewel consistently. And she's been vulnerable to our platform consistently over the years on bad deals, good deals, real estate up and down in the market. However, don't talk yourself out of your own mind. Bet on yourself, and if you're ready to take action in your life to see a change in your life, I think real estate is definitely the way. That's all I gotta say. So I hope to see all of y'all at the Monopoly Conference.
Yay! Woohoo! All right, I'm excited. Lucy, what about you, girl?
A time is going to be had. Just be in the room. It's all about where you see yourself growing to be, right? And being in the space with the right people. Because if you surround yourself with people who are equally not doing anything, then you're going to continue to be in that same space. But if you're growing yourself and those who are around you and you see people who are winning the way that you want to win, that's where you need to be. So join us, y'all. It's about to be a good time.
You better say equally not doing anything. It was that part for me. Not equally not. Woo! It's true though. It's true. Well, listen, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for jumping on tonight. Make sure you register. We will see you in Detroit, August 31st. Bye-bye.
Bye.